Why should Africa even consider, you know, lifting your name anyway? To say this is a man we can count
I think
on?
Africa has a highly vested interest, in my opinion and perspective,
Yes.
to Rollan Roberts becoming president of the United States, because I will be the greatest friend to Africa has ever had. Africa is used to being pillaged by different regimes, whether it's European countries or even the United States, where we have turned our back on many African nations and leaders, as this administration has. I'm telling you, I will get out of the foreign aid business where we give it to our left hand over there and it never goes to the people. And instead, we will get into the investment business. I believe that Africa is the continent of Africa is the last greatest economic frontier in the world. We must be the best partners any African nation could possibly imagine. We need to double, triple, quadruple, 10x what the China's Belt and Road Initiative was. They built roads that were halfway, that crumble, that fall apart, an infrastructure that cannot be counted on, and is just to undermine and to take and steal from the African governments and the people. And America, under my leadership, will do right by the nations of Africa. We will collectively and collaboratively invest, and that's one of the ways I'm going to pay off our national debt, is by investing in Africa. We're not going to give handouts. We are going to loan the money, and then that will help pay off. As you are successful, so will the United States of America be. You cannot ignore Africa. 70% of the world's youth will reside on the African continent by 2030. Nearly 20% of the world's population will be on that continent. With a supermajority of the world's youth, that means every business in the world needs to be in tune with Africa, because pop culture is going to depend on what African youth want. Fads, clothing designers will depend on what African youth want. The future will be however African youth are educated. That is the direction of the world. And so we have a vested interest, a financial interest, a national security interest, and yes, even a peaceful unity and unifying interest in helping Africa.
Music to my ears. I love it.